So what would you say to teachers then? Because along with the popularization of yoga, which has really ballooned recently, there's been subsequently a balloon in the number of people doing teacher trainings and going in and being instructors. And I think there's a host of things, I guess, that you might be commented on there. But if we could start by how does a teacher help communicate this value that you're talking about to a class from the general population, people who are coming in because they got a sore back, someone has told them that yoga can help, or someone who wants to be able to touch their toes, or looking to lose weight, or all sorts of varied motivations. And you have a teacher who's dealing with this. How does a teacher communicate this value in the course of an hour and a half general yoga class?
Yeah, this is a very, very important question. I feel to communicate reasonably well, the yoga teacher himself or herself needs to have a very clear idea about what is yoga for him or her and what is it that is he or she trying to communicate, not even teach, communicate. So it would help a lot if the yoga teacher has certain clarity about what yoga is and what I am trying to do here.
So they're coming from a clear space, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
If just because I have been taught this, I am here to teach, or
Not a certification.
no purpose.
Yeah.
No, it's that time is gone. Now the customers, the so-called customers, are also intelligent. People read about yoga.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they come to yoga class as your student, they know as much as you. I mean, they are at least well read about yoga. So the yoga teacher needs to establish his or her clarity and teach out of that clarity. Number two, the teacher should define, is he or she an asana teacher or a yoga teacher? This is a very, very...
Very good point, actually.
See, please don't misunderstand me. I am not against asana. But I really emphasize it myself, and I also tell my students when they are teachers, that you teach the students asana on the physical level, doesn't matter. But tell them that yoga is not only this. Yoga is something big, something broad, and we are just starting the journey. Tell them, give them the bigger perspective. Tell them that you are going on a beautiful journey of exploration. Don't tell them that this is a journey of reaching the floor.
Right.
No. Give them an expanded perspective and tell them we have just started the journey. Don't start them small.
So how would you, because I'm imagining, in a general class, you have someone who comes in, let's say a man walks in, his wife has told him to come to yoga class because he's got some postural issues, chronically sore back, tight hamstrings, and his neck is forward a lot, and whatever. And this man maybe has no or very little personal interest in topics beyond kind of the practical, mundane things before him. In what terms would you start to describe to him the greater scope and vision of yoga?
See, this is where the yoga teacher needs to be a little smart and a little intelligent. Yeah? Because sometimes people might get a little overwhelmed. For example, if a sportsman comes to me to do yoga, and I tell him, no, it is about spirituality, it is about expanding your own perception of yourself, he may not come after that class.
Yeah.
So this is where the yoga teacher needs to be a little smart and really little honest. In the sense, if a sportsman comes to me, then he has come to me perhaps just to learn stretching, right? So in that scope, I can also tell him, okay, I will teach you stretching. Stretching has its benefits. But have you considered the subtler aspect of breathing?
Mm.
Of course. If he's a sportsman, he has to know about the breath.
Right.
For a sportsman, the breath is as important as the physical capability. In fact, a good conscious breath will help any sports person. Okay? Now, what would be a much more subtler dimension? What about calming down the mind? Have you thought of it? Imagine you go to Olympics. There are 10,000 people around and you are going to compete in a 100 meters race. You just look around and of course you have butterflies in your stomach. What happens? How to zone out? So if he comes to you with a limited perspective that I am here to stretch my muscles, perhaps you could introduce him, or you can at least tell him that there are other dimensions too that can influence your sports performance, which are much deeper than the variable of stretching a muscle. Have you considered that? Would you like to consider that? And then it is their choice.
Right.
Look, we know, as yoga teachers, we know that we cannot inspire others to transformation unless they want to.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's
like,
true.
you may want your student to transform, but unless and until they become self-accountable and realize the responsibility of transformation, you can do nothing. So you are just, literally, you're like a waiter. Literally, the way I say it, you're like a waiter. What is there for lunch?
Yeah.
I have these.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat? You eat whatever. So as a yoga teacher, you offer physical work, you offer breath-related work, you offer calming, relaxational work, you offer deeper methodologies that can make them get in touch with their core through meditations, or you could just be a friend and allow them to open up, or you can introduce them to deeper aspects of philosophy. I have had students who have come to me and contrary, they've told me, I have no interest in asanas, but I want to come to you for philosophy. Yeah. Then I have had students who have come to me, please keep the God and philosophy aside. I just want to work on my body. Fair. You are a multi-cuisine restaurant. The customer can decide what they want. But that doesn't mean you should not tell them what your restaurant offers. Say, I have so much to offer. I have so many different things to offer. You take what you want. Show them the broad picture.